Good morning. September the 28th of 2017. It's just sharing with the girls how this morning's scriptures revived me and how it took me from feeling so tired and weary into energizing me and knowing that I'm ready for this thankful Thursday. So happy you guys are on with me. Reading Isaiah chapter 54 through 57, and I'm happy to announce that one of our co-members got her guiding scriptures for her new career in today's readings. I love how God does that. You read it and you know that you know. And what that's going to do for her is she's going to have this and she's going to write it down. She's going to write it down as a love letter from God directly to her. She's going to keep it at where she can find it, maybe on her phone and on her computer and maybe in her purse. And every time she starts getting discouraged, she's going to go back to those words. And those words are going to spark her on that she knows she's following God. I want to read a little bit to us this morning. Just things that just popped out at me this morning that it just nourished my soul. I mean, it just, these promises of God are just so powerful. It just doesn't leave any room for doubt. There is no doubt when you read the truth every single day. So, Isaiah 54:17, no weapon that is fashioned against you shall succeed. No weapon that is fashioned against you shall succeed. Chapter 55, come who thirsts, come to the waters. And he who has no money, come buy and eat. So we got a lot of people in this room that's starting out in a brand new endeavor. And sometimes it's hard to see how the bills are going to get paid. And sometimes it's hard to understand how the blessings of God work. And here we are today, September the 28th of 2017. And he says, come everyone who thirsts, come to the waters. And he who has no money, come buy and eat. He's given us a step-by-step guide of what to do. Mm-hmm. And the first step is we come to him. And then we buy. Well, at first you look at that and you go, well, how can I buy? It says I have no money. Because you came to him. He's your source. He's your provider. Your source is not that paycheck you get every 2 weeks. Your source is not your job. Your source is not that handout. Your source is not, he is your source. So it's telling you to come to him, buy and eat. Come, buy wine and milk without money and without price. Ooh. Why? And then here it comes. Why do you spend your money for that which is not bread? Why do you spend your money for that which is not bread? What's he saying to us? What are you spending your money on? What is bread? What does bread represent? Bread is represented by manna. Manna is from God. Manna is the flesh of Christ. Why do you spend your money on anything but me is more or less what he's saying. I mean, really, are we at a place in our life that we go to the store and we pick up the eggs and the milk and we say, okay, Lord, is this what you want me to buy today? I mean, how often are we going to the store and we're in tune to the $25 we're going to spend a day to go in and pick up milk and bread and potatoes and then turn around and know I'm supposed to give that $25 somewhere else? I mean, he's going to realign all of our thinking. Our thinking is come to me. What is your need? Come to me. Realign our thinking. I have a need. Oh my gosh, I got to work harder. Oh my gosh, I got to find a job. Oh my gosh, I got to, if I, and he's saying, no, come. And then he's correcting us on what we spend our money on. Yes, he's correcting us for that. but he's really correcting our thoughts towards whatever our need is. Your labor for, why do you spend your money? I'm back in verse 2 again. Why do you spend your money for that which is not bread, and your labor for that which does not satisfy? When we start making it about money, we're outside of the good and perfect will of God. Listen diligently to me and eat what is good. See, he's telling, listen to me and eat what is good. The manna that he's raining down into our lives, that's what's good. That's what we eat. And delight yourselves in rich food. Incline your ear and come to me. Hear that your soul may live. Wow. And I will make with you an everlasting covenant, my steadfast, sure love for David. Verse 6, seek the Lord while he may be found. Call upon him while he is near. Verse 8, for my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, declares the Lord. But as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. I'm encouraging you guys to read this today in the spirit realm, not just in the physical, but let him speak to your soul, just as he said he would. Chapter 57, verse 1, the righteous man perishes, and no one lays it to heart. Devout men are taken away, while no one understands. For the righteous man is taken away from calamity. He enters into peace. They rest in their beds who walk in their uprightness. See, if you set out with a scheme about how you're going to go about getting your raise, how you're going to go about getting yours, how you're going to go about, God bless you, God bless you, God bless you. That's all right. How you're going to go about that promotion should have been your promotion, how this should be yours, and you set about and you devise these schemes, then you walk outside of the good and perfect will of the Lord, and you're not going to be in peace. You won't rest. You won't rest. But, I had somebody, just not too long ago in this business that what many people would say is double-crossed me, that just went off, did their own thing, went into competition with, whatever you want to call it. And, I've had some people question me because I just said, bless them and send them on. I mean, bless them. I'll pray for them. I pray for them. I'm not going to take up an offense. If I take up an offense, I cannot have peace. And right here, what does it say happens to those that do me wrong? The righteous man perishes and no one lays it to heart. Devout men are taken away while no one understands. For the righteous man is taken away from calamity. He enters into peace. They rest in their beds who walk in their uprightness. But you draw near, sons of sorceress, offsprings of the adulterer and the loose woman. Whom are you mocking? Against whom do you open your mouth wide and stick out your tongue? Are you not children of transgression, the offspring of deceit? You who burn with lust among the oaks with every green tout, who slaughter your children in the valleys and the clefts of the rock. It's so plain what happens when we step outside of the good and perfect will of God. And as believers, praise God, we're under grace. We're under grace. So I don't have to worry about blessings and curses. I live in the blessing. My whole point is, though, see, I don't have to worry about those that choose not to do the right thing. I don't have to worry about them. God takes care of them. God takes care of them. Ephesians chapter 6, verses 1 through 24. Children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Honor your father and mother. For this is the first commandment with a promise, that it may go well with you and that you may live long in the land. Well, that's quite a promise. Mm-hmm. That's quite a promise, just for honoring our father and mother, and we live well and we live long. Fathers, do not provoke your children to anger. That's a call to all fathers. Mm-hmm. It's a call to all fathers, all stepfathers, all spiritual fathers. Do not provoke your children to anger, but bring them up in the discipline and instruction of the Lord. Bondservants. So what's a bondservant in today's world? In America, we don't have bondservants, but it can be lots and lots and lots of things. It can be a wife towards a husband. It can be a husband towards a wife. Let me give you some examples of that. So bondservant. We go out and we're building fence. And Tom is the one with the expertise to build a fence. I'm his bondservant is in that I'm there to run back and forth and get him tools. I'm there to whatever it is I'm his bondservant in that category. Now, let's take a mother at home with a nursing baby and 2 children running around trying to get supper ready, and it's time to feed the baby, and the other 2 kids are hungry and they're upset, and dinner's on the table, and the husband comes home. He's her bondservant in that moment to step right in and help her, just like I described my helping Tom out build the fence. Bondservant. Who do you work for? Who is the boss? It's whoever's in authority is what I'm trying to say. It can be every circumstance in our life. It can be us going into a church. We're the bondservant to the pastor. He's a level of authority for us inside the church. There's a divine alignment to everything. Bondservants, obey your earthly masters with fear and trembling, with a sincere heart as you would Christ. I come to work every day and I know who my boss is, and it's Christ. I work as unto the Lord every single day that we work. Not by the way of eye service as people pleasers, but as bondservants of Christ. That's where the rubber meets the road. Bondservants of Christ, doing the will of God from the heart, rendering service with a good will as to the Lord and not to man, knowing that whatever good anyone does, this he will receive back from the Lord. See, if I turned resentment and hatred towards the person who was disloyal to me, hatred and resentment's what I'm going to get back. Mm-hmm. That'll turn inward in me, and it'll poison me from the inside out. But if I turn love and blessings and just release them back to the Lord, I release them back to the Lord, and I get freedom myself. I'm released from it. And that's exactly what these scriptures are saying. Masters, do the same to them, and stop your threatening, knowing that he who is both their master and yours is in heaven, and that there is no partiality with him. See, I don't have to worry about if somebody does right, somebody does wrong. I don't have to worry about it. God takes care of it. God takes care of it. Finally, be strong in the Lord and in the strength of his might. Don't think that didn't speak to me today. Quit saying you're tired, Elizabeth. Be strong. Be strong in the Lord. See, I don't have to be strong in me. I wasn't strong when I woke up this morning, but I'm strong in the Lord. Be strong in the Lord and in the strength of his might. Put on the whole armor of God that you may be able to stand against the schemes of the enemy. For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood. See, somebody comes up against me and they come in and they tell lies about Elizabeth. I'm not wrestling with that person. I don't have to be mad at the person because I don't know what spirit it is behind that person causing them to do that, but I don't have to be mad at them. Again, be still and let God. For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the cosmic powers over this present darkness, against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly places. Therefore, take up the whole armor of God, that you may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all, stand firm. We stand firm. Stand, therefore, having fastened on the belt of truth, and having put on the breastplate of righteousness, and as shoes for your feet, having put on the readiness given by the gospel of peace. In all circumstances, take up the shield of faith. Faith is we don't just believe, we know, with which you can extinguish all the flaming darts of the evil one, and take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the Word of God. It's why we read every single day. It's why we listen every single day, praying at all times in the Spirit, with all prayer and supplication. To that end, keep alert with all perseverance, making supplication for all the saints, and also for me, that words may be given to me in opening my mouth boldly and proclaim the mystery of the gospel. And then Proverbs 24:8, whoever plans to do evil will be called a schemer. It's just that simple. Love y'all. I'm going to put my hand right in front of the camera.